Yeah, what's up? So I just want to do a quick breakdown on this trade. It was an absorption reversal into another absorption reversal, essentially. We took the first absorption reversal off the lows and then took the second absorption reversal just off the highs. Context on the day was news driven, so I was expecting volatility. We'd been holding support on ES, so I was expecting selling to come in and sell into the liquidity on the lows. So I was essentially just looking to see if support held, if we got an absorption reversal at the lows. Where I was initially looking to get in, it didn't hold, but I was patient and I waited for confirmation on my absorption reversal trade. So let's get into it. So markets opened and sold off essentially. I'm waiting for a trade setup essentially. You can see the sellers are just hammering into the bid. We are getting absorption on the bid and on the offer. Pretty aggressive two-way trade. Sellers seem to be overwhelming the buyers right now, so I'm waiting. I'm expecting some stops to get ran down here, and I'm just waiting to see how this plays out. So there we get the stop run. Was it a stop run? I don't know. It didn't really move like a stop run, but there was definitely stops that were getting triggered. So we're still just selling off. I'm not seeing really any. I'm not seeing the buyers get any footing on the bid. They're starting to absorb and kind of build a position here. I should be waiting for the sellers to back off though. I'm getting a little bit aggressive here. Not waiting for confirmation, so immediately once I get filled here, you can see they are pulling offers, but the bid's just really not that thick. Like don't have any liquidity here to really lean on. They haven't really built any support. This is just kind of bouncing around with this two-way trade right now. So I was a little aggressive on the entry, did not wait for confirmation, and immediately got stopped out. But then immediately I see the bid start to firm up here, and they're steady pulling off the offer. So I jump back in. Maybe a little aggressive. I probably should have waited for confirmation here. But you can see I had actually two in there because I chased price. I'm running the strategy with 3 contracts, so essentially each time I click the mouse on the bid or the offer, it's putting 3 contracts in. So because I got a little bit aggressive here, I didn't wait for confirmation. I'm trying to cancel this second 3 lot because I don't want it to get filled. So I managed to cancel that before it gets filled. And right now, essentially, you can see the absorption happening on the offer. You can see the absorption happening on the bid, but the absorption is also happening on the offer. So now that they're starting to pull contracts off the offer, this is where I should be looking for the trade entry. But until they start buying these offers and they start lifting the offer and buying higher prices, I don't actually have confirmation on this trade, so I'm in too early. So I've got my mouse hovering over the offer because I'm ready to scratch this trade if it starts turning around on me. I'm leaning on this liquidity on the bid here. You can see where it's getting absorbed, and I'm leaning on the liquidity just below it. So if this starts to break down, I'm going to scratch this and just get out. So now the trade is starting to work, but I'm still seeing a lot of pretty heavy absorption happening on the offer. So I'm not as confident in this trade as I should be. I again should be waiting for confirmation here. I'm definitely too early. So I put my stop down below this liquidity just kind of as a failsafe. Okay, so this is the point where the trade really starts to work. You can see I canceled the 6 lot that I had there and put a 3 lot because I'm only long 3 contracts, but that's actually still not accurate because I had to take profit at 3 ticks for a 2 lot, so I'm actually only long 1 contract. If I hadn't have double clicked on my initial entry, my strategy would have armed properly, and I would actually have a 1 lot here. force stop that would trail this by 6 ticks. But because I double clicked the entry, I kind of messed with my strategy. So, and I'm feeling a little bit of, I don't know, emotions, excitement, anxiety. So I'm not really seeing things clearly right now, because if I was, I would have a one lot here. You know, I'm only actually a long one contract here, but I got caught up in the I got caught up in the action, and I'm not seeing things clearly right now. So now this is when the trade really starts to work. You can see they're steady building on this position on the bid and stacking orders. This is what we want to see. They're pulling orders off the offer and buying through them aggressively. So you can see, even though they're pulling like minimal contracts off the offer, we are buying through them very aggressively. So this is what I want to see. And honestly, this is the point where I should be entering the trade. I should have waited for the 91s to break and bought the 92s, honestly. So I got a little too aggressive on the entry. So you can see, even with the absorption happening on the offer, like they put 200 plus contracts here, but we bought through them no problem. So this is a really good sign of continuation in this trade. Essentially, this is absorption continuation is what we're happening, because we've got the absorption continuing on the bid, and so regardless of what happens on the offer, we're just pushing through it. So you can see this trade just really went quickly. So that's why I moved my stop up here to kind of lock in some profits. We just pushed above the POC, so I'm expecting to get into some chop and potentially turn around. We're also pushing up to the highs, which is where we opened. So I'm expecting sellers to get very aggressive in defending this position here. So that's why I moved my stop up to lock some profits in. And then again, I can see them start reloading these offers. They're starting to pull the bid. The buying, it's still pretty aggressive, but I'm pretty happy with where this trade is, and don't want to let this come back on me. So because I am expecting aggressive selling up here. In the 97 to 98, I'm expecting aggressive selling. So this is where I'm looking to take profit, and I get pretty aggressive with how tight I'm trailing my stop. Okay, so this is the point where my stop gets hit, and now this is kind of where my mistake turned into a winning trade. I don't know if we want to call it a good trade because it was a mistake, but essentially what happened is, because I had a 3-lot trailing as my stop, and I was only long one contract, that once price hit my stop, I'm now short 2 contracts. So at this point, I realized that, and I'm kind of ready to get out, because I'm like, well, I didn't mean to be in this trade, but now I see them just taking out these bids, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to see if this trade works. So, and it does. They just start pulling bids, and price starts dropping below the POC. We're reloading offers pretty aggressively at price. So I'm thinking this trade's actually going to work out. So I put my stop up here. But at this point, I realize that my stop is for 3 lots, and I'm only short 2 because of the strategy I'm running. So in the heat of the moment, instead of changing the contracts on my strategy, I just put my mouse over the flatten all button, and I have my mouse just hovering over the flatten all. So you'll see my mouse kind of disappear here, and that's where it's going. I'm hovering over the flatten all button, essentially looking to take profits quick, because I know the buyers are here on the bid, and we just came down below the POC, so this could snap back on me. And because I kind of accidentally got into this trade, I'm just looking to take profits quick. So now that we're starting to get some absorption on the bid, I'm looking to take profits potentially here. I'm waiting to see if we get one last push, because they are reloading that offer really aggressively at price. So that's why I held. But now you can see, again, they're still reloading the offers and pulling the bids, so I'm still holding. Now we're starting to see the bids start to firm up. The offers are still pretty aggressively being reloaded, but the bids are starting to get a little bit more of a footing here, and I'm thinking that this might hold. So I'm really thinking about taking profit right now, and I do. So I take profit. You can see they start pulling the offers. Price starts moving up higher. You can see the absorption on the bid here, and that's why I took profit. So essentially, it was a good trade, but it was a mistake. It was an accident, and it worked out. So that's why I wanted to make this video and review this trade, because you know, looking back on it, it seemed like it was a really good trade. The profits were there, but you know, I fumbled the entry, and I got some FOMO. I got in too early. I didn't manage it well, and more or less I just got really lucky in this trade. So I had the right idea, but didn't manage it well and let my emotions get the better of me, and that could have gone the other way. It could have gone the other way, and because I wasn't prepared and I wasn't necessarily following my plan, I could have got caught offside and panicked and been in a lot of trouble. So although this trade worked, and from a limited perspective, it could look like I read the market perfectly, but that was not the case. So that's why I'm making these review videos, because I'm realizing that there's so many of these trades that I've thought were good trades, and because I made a big profit on them, I'm trying to do that again and again. But at the end of the day, when I really go back and dissect these trades, I realize that there's so many little mistakes that I'm making and so many areas that I need to improve on. So that's really the main focus, is to try to stop making all these little mistakes and stop giving back so much profits. And yeah, that's the name of the game. But anyways, until next time.